Okay, well, you guessed it, today's video will be on the topic of camera backpacks. If any of you know me at all, I kind of have a thing for backpacks. I have way too many, and my wife is super annoyed with how much closet space is gone because of bags. So I have a problem. Anyway, that said, I thought I could give my perspective on what my favorite camera bags have been, what I use them for, and what I would recommend for you guys. So I'll give a list of backpacks I've been using and kind of give you my thoughts on them. So first up, we've got the Peter McKinnon and Nomadic bag. This guy is a chonker, but we'll get into that a little later. We've got the Brevity jumper backpack. Cute little small boy. The Wandered Provoke 21 liter, I want to say. It's a 20, whatever. Anyway, it's the Wandered Provoke. Oh, I almost forgot this little bag, the little kangaroo child of this guy over here. And last but not least, a typical Herschel backpack that I've kind of converted into a camera bag. Now for this video, I'm going to be ranking these backpacks in different categories, give you my list of pros and cons so that hopefully you can find a backpack that works for you. Now I've used all of these bags for an extensive period of time, so I do feel confident in my feedback and my critiques on each bag, so take that as you will as I go through this review. Now I guess we'll just start from smallest to biggest, I guess. I don't know. First up, we have the Peter McKinnon Day Pack Camera Cube, whatever it's called. Now this is like the kangaroo offspring of the larger Peter McKinnon Nomadic bag, but this can be used as a standalone product, so I figured I'd treat it as such and kind of review this as a whole. So here we have the bag, and we're going to go through every single compartment. Now this packs exactly how you expect it to. Most of your non-camera gear will go right up here, although you could throw some camera gear in here. I would just make sure it's padded or has some kind of casing, as this isn't a very thick material. Now in the bottom, this is where your main camera equipment will be stored. We'll go ahead and open this up, and this is what you get, a typical camera cube. Now I have mine set up just like this. Now I could fit a camera, lens, or drone, and then, you know, just random accessories, maybe some batteries or something. Now the con of this bag is that you do have to take it off completely if you do want to, you know, get to this part. So we'll look inside of the bag now. Lots of space, which I do like. There is an interior pocket, which I am a big fan of. And what's nice about this particular pocket, it is actually on the interior of the lid. So whatever is inside of that pocket, you're not going to feel up against your back. And to pack it away, you simply just take these straps, throw them into the main body of the bag, body bag, and then go ahead and zip that shut. And then this kind of folds in on itself. So yeah, this may not be for everybody. The purpose of it is convenience and accessibility, which I think they knocked out of the park. So just keep that in mind. It is not perfect for everything, but is really convenient to have. Now, the recommended use, I would say this is a perfect day pack. I wouldn't push it any more than that, to be completely honest. It can't carry a lot of gear, and again, its whole purpose is to be small and packable, and I wouldn't really depend on it fully. It's more of a convenient accessory rather than a standalone strong backpack on its own. So keep that in mind, as it is meant to be paired with other things. So the recommended use is short day trips only. Next up is the Brevity jumper. I'm actually a really big fan of this bag, so let's dive into the nitty-gritty and check out what this bag has to offer. I'm a big fan of the design. I think the colors are awesome as well. Their whole branding and purpose of this particular bag is to be minimal and light, which I think they have knocked out of the park. It's everything that you need and nothing that you don't. But enough talking, let's get into the contents of the bag. So right off the bat, we'll start with the main compartment. Now I do like this little addition right here. They do have an interior pocket. I love it when camera bags have interior pockets, but this does have one. There are 4 mesh dividers inside. They're all the same size. You know, you can put batteries or memory cards or whatever you want, and then there's also just room to kind of throw random stuff down at the bottom. Now to get access to all of your actual camera gear, we zip this, and this lifts up, so all of that compartment I just showed you is within the lid of the bag, and you'll see there's quite a lot of room, and there is a lot of height to the bag too, which I do like. So if you really wanted to, you could pack lenses, you know, vertically or horizontal, well, up. Great design, really happy about that. and they do have a camera side door access. So happy that they have this. All bags should have this. And the padding does feel pretty firm, so I feel confident having this as protection for the door. So good work there. There are bottom lash straps if you want to attach a tripod or something. I don't recommend doing this. This bag is not very tough. It's not built for people to be rough with it. So I don't know that I would put a tripod down here. I don't know that it would be strong enough. I'd feel far more comfortable having a tripod in this water bottle pocket on the side. But you know, it's there if you want to throw like a yoga mat or I don't know, whatever you want, I guess. Next up, we've got the water bottle pocket that is attached via these two stretchy elastics. Those are reinforced with an extra bit of fabric down here, so that won't be breaking, which is nice. There is this nice little metal attachment loop if you do want to strap down a tripod. And last but not least, there is a secret pocket right here. Big fan of that. But yeah, a good amount of space for a passport, and a nice little detail here is this is a luggage pass-through. So good job. Now we can see that this bag is kind of the perfect, well-rounded everyday bag. It's small and light enough that you can take it everywhere that you want, and does have enough room where you could pack some extra clothes if you do plan on doing like a 2 to 3 day trip. It carries exactly what you need and nothing that you don't. So I wouldn't recommend this for longer, important trips where you need a ton of gear, but it can carry a surprising amount. So the recommended use, I would say, is the perfect day bag, as well as a weekender or short trip. Next up is this Herschel Backpack. This is just your standard, typical, basic backpack. It's not a camera bag at all, actually, but I have been using this as a camera bag for a surprisingly long amount of time. Now, what I did was actually purchase this really cheap, flimsy, dumb, like camera insert from Amazon. I think this was like 10 to 15 bucks or so, but I just took this, threw it into this backpack, and then this bottom half then could carry my camera gear. And I did that for a long time. I took this to Vietnam, Korea, London, Paris, and Italy. And a huge pro to this bag is that it doesn't look like a camera bag, you know, because it's not. But that said, I did feel pretty comfortable just having this normal backpack in some areas that are, you know, known for like thievery. But I will say a huge complaint is this is a top access bag, meaning to get into it you have to go through the top. So in order to get to your camera, you do have to dig through whatever's stacked on top of it. So that is pretty annoying. I didn't like that at all, but this was a lot cheaper. These are like 50, 60 bucks, and then this is another like $10 or so. So if you're in a pinch and you're on a budget, this is a great solution. Just take any bag that you already have, buy an insert, and then throw that in there. Just keep in mind, it will be annoying trying to get in and out of your bag and get to your camera gear. Now I know I'm kind of cheating because this isn't a camera bag, but it is something that I actually did in real life for a really long time on real trips. So I guess I'm just trying to prove that you don't need super expensive gear and you can get away with this. Next up is the Wandered Provoke camera bag. Now I am a big fan of this bag. I've taken this to Paris, Tokyo, and Cuba, and this held up very well. Now, as for the main opening of the bag, it is through this roll top. It does stop right here, so this lower compartment is for all of your camera gear, but you can fit quite a bit of stuff just in this pocket, and it is a roll top, so you can, you know, stop it right here, have this full, and then just adjust the strap. You can overfill it, which is kind of nice. So you're not locked into having a certain amount of space. On the front of the bag, there is this long zipper that covers the entire length vertically. On the right side of the bag, we've got a nice water bottle holder, though the con of that is the bottom is also an elastic. So whatever you have in here will be smacking against the ground still. So if you have a tripod, gimbal, or whatever you want thrown in there, it will be bumping up against the ground unless you kind of like cheat this zipper to kind of give it some more cushion. So just keep that in mind. This is where your camera side access is. Huge fan of side access for cameras. All bags should have this. There is this nice little pocket here. This stops right about here. So it's a very small pocket, but they do have an included key ring. I just have an Allen key attached to this. So, you know, nice little use of space there. There is a nice little passport pocket right here. Really good addition is these little pockets. So these are perfect for cash or passports. And a nice little thing that they did, they actually have this little elastic, so you can actually smush the zipper down in there. Now to the main contents of the bag. We'll go ahead and open it up. This is a clamshell design, so it does open like this. There we go. This is how you actually access the main parts of your gear. So really you can only access your camera from the side door. Everything else you have to take off the bag and open it up. That is kind of annoying, but you know, that's the design of the bag. And this is tall enough for a lens to stand up vertically, and this will actually fit standing up. It does stick out like maybe a ½ inch, but with all the padding, it's totally fine and doable. On the lid itself, this is where you store your laptop. And they do have 2 dividers, so you can put either 2 laptops if you are crazy, or you can just put like an iPad or something. And they do have this little mesh which divides up these 2 areas, and this is actually another point of access to the roll top. And then last but not least, we have this little pocket right here for sunglasses, you know, whatever you want. It is lined, so it is a soft material. I guess one complaint is that this pocket is attached right here, so it kind of just like dangles in the bag. Something to keep in mind there. Ugh, man, okay, way too many pockets. I think I covered everything. One more little detail. On the bottom of the bag is this lovely little zipper here, and that's where you're gonna find your rain fly, which they do provide. This bag is already super water resistant. I have been out in pouring rain and was totally fine. I even forgot I had the rain cover and I was doing just fine. Now, this doesn't really have a luggage pass through. I just attach these straps horizontally, and this actually slips into a luggage handlebar, so that's kind of like my janky way of doing it. It holds your gear very safely. It's very, very comfortable to wear. These waist hip things are incredible. Big fan of those. There's a tiny pocket over here in this one too, which is nice for like chapstick or whatever. But yeah, this bag held up really well. You can already see there's like a ton of scratches on here from just being used quite a bit. It feels sturdy and it feels like bomb proof basically. It's a really, really solid all around bag, though it is pretty pricey at almost $300, but I would say it is definitely worth the money. Last but not least, we have this chonky boy. This is the Peter McKinnon and Nomadic camera bag. But let's dive right in and let's see what this bag has to offer. Wow, it like doesn't even fit in frame. Okay, this is a big boy. This is like almost too big. On the front of the bag, you have this nice little compartment for whatever you'd like. It stops about here, so it is kind of a deep pocket, but there is a magnetic divider. This also is a clam style type of bag, so you do have to take it off completely if you do want to get to the main compartment. You guys probably already know a lot about this bag, but I figured I might as well still cover it because why not? But yeah, so we've got 4 mesh dividers, and this is where you're actually going to pack your clothes. And on the lid portion, there's a bunch more mesh pockets, so perfect for dividing up your clothes or whatever accessories that you have. Now, this is the other half of the bag, and this is where the majority of your gear will be. There is so much space. Now, the camera cube just fits right here. Now, one complaint that I have is this divider wants to extend all the way. You could easily fit a camera right here, but what happens is this door is so big that you can't, like if this were to be right here, it's stuck to the door. But yeah, it just feels like a waste to have this big dead area. On the door itself, there are a bunch of mesh pockets as well as a tablet pocket. This does stop here. And the last compartment to look at is where you store your laptop, which is alongside of your back. So this is where you would store your laptop. It feels decently padded on both sides, so I'd feel comfortable having a laptop in there. It does have luggage pass-through, which is nice. And yeah, that's about it as far as pockets go. So my biggest complaint with this bag, which is kind of ironic because it is its biggest strength, is the size. It's not necessarily a backpack. It's more like a suitcase that you wear. If you treat it like a suitcase instead of a backpack, this will fit most scenarios. In my opinion, it's a little too big and a little too heavy to have for day use, which again is kind of where the little camera cube comes in. This bag is super high quality. It screams high quality. Every little nook and cranny is very, very thought out. It's a very solid, sturdy bag. It feels tough. It feels strong. But yeah, you know, if in the regard of travel, in the regard of being a large capacity bag, it does very, very well. That is its niche, but it won't fit your casual everyday shoot. You'll find that it's a little too heavy, probably a little too big for your needs, but in travel scenarios, it's great. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's nice to be able to pack some clothes in there. As far as recommended use, probably don't want to take it around every single day. Okay, so we've seen a lot of bags, and what is my final verdict after trying many of them? The jumper is perfect for your everyday casual type of shoot. It carries everything that you need and nothing that you don't, and it doesn't necessarily look like a camera bag, which is really nice, even though it 100% is a camera bag. So I really appreciate being able to have, the camera compartment inside, have safe protected gear that I still have easy access to, and I'm a huge fan of the Wandered as well. I've put a lot of miles on this guy. It is a super tough bag. It'll probably outlive a lot of the other ones, and it's kind of the perfect middle ground with carrying enough gear but not too much that I'm breaking my back or feeling uncomfortable. And yeah, those are my thoughts on backpacks. Obviously, I'm a big fan of all of these as I still continue to use all of them daily. They just kind of fit different scenarios in different ways, which is totally fine, which again kind of reiterates there's no perfect camera bag. Sorry, I said it. There's no such thing as a perfect camera bag because you're going to be doing different things for different shoots. That's just how it is. Honestly, if this bag and this bag had a baby, that would probably be the perfect one. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, like it, comment down below if you have any questions or things that you'd like me to cover, and if you have any recommendations for bags that I should try. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hi, can I call you back? Yeah, sorry, I'm filming a YouTube video right now. Okay, bye.